Jen from the Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter, and I'm actually here with Mercedes, sweet little Shepherd Hound mix, and we wanted to show you the future home of the Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter, and I'm really excited for you to see this. What we're going to do right now is pretty much begin at the beginning. We're here in the lobby, but I want to take you to cat adoption, so come on. Okay, and so here we are in cat adoption for the future Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter, and when we first decided to make this move, we thought, you know what, why don't we make it better for them? Basically what we're doing, we're doubling our capacity. We're going to have room for double the amount of cats as well as double the amount of dogs. But in cat adoption here, what we're going to have are cages that are actually healthier for our felines. Here we have individual cages that actually have plexiglass in them so that people can see in, but the cats can't, necessarily sneeze and it travels all the way down to the next cat. We also have ventilation systems that are going to be different too, so that they're each going to have their own different ventilation that's moving air in and out, and so that's going to help too cut down on the disease. What I want to show you now, actually, we've got to go to the bonding room. Bonding rooms are where you go to bond with the pet, and instead of having one, we've got 4 in the future shelter, so I've got to show you. Come on. So here we are in this space for the bonding rooms. That's right, rooms. Plural. Right now we only have 1. Now we're going to have 4, and it's going to be phenomenal because it's going to be better for people to come spend time with their animals and figure out whether they're a good match for them. So we're very excited to get here, not only for the space, but for how we're making it better for the pets. I've talked about the cats. Now it's time to talk about the dogs. Mercedes is going to be thrilled. Okay, seriously, my parents are going to love this. I'm in a dog kennel. Can you believe it? And I'm here with Mercedes to give you an idea of what they're going to look like. We actually have small, medium, and large-sized dog dens now. You gonna let me talk? We have small, medium, and large-sized dog dens now so that we can have enough space for these guys. Obviously, you see, Mercedes is a pretty big dog, and there's enough room for me, her, and a couple of friends. We might have a party. One of the neatest things about this, one of the neatest things about our dog den area is that we're actually going to have Dutch doors. Come here, nobody wants to see your butt. We're actually going to have Dutch doors on the front so that the top can be open or closed, and that the bottom is going to remain closed, and on the outside, I know, tell them, and on the outside, there's actually going to be etched glass so that they can see shapes and light, but not necessarily dogs or people. So a lot of the stress that animals go through in a shelter is because other dogs are getting walked, they're not getting walked, why am I not getting walked? It's not going to be the standard wired cages anymore, and so it's going to be a lot better for these guys. And visitors are still going to be able to reach over, pet them, talk to them a little bit, and actually be able to touch them in the future shelter. Whereas now they're looking at them through wire cages, and that can be tough. So that's what we're doing here, and we're trying to make it better for these guys. And like I said, as you can see, I don't know, I could probably stretch out in here if I got myself, like, a decent sized bed. This isn't actually bad, Mercedes. What do you think? Oh, I know. She likes it. One of the coolest features about the future Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter is the separation between adoption, where we just were, and isolation, where we're headed. Currently, at the current shelter, we have separation, but the problem is the animals can actually come in contact with each other. So when we have a stray come in, we have no idea what they may or may not have. We have no idea what they may be harboring. We take them into our current isolation area. We put them out to feed them for breakfast. They can go nose to nose with the dog next to them, the dog next to them, the dog next to them, and that goes all the way through adoption. At the future shelter, where we are now, adoption and isolation, completely opposite sides of the building. So in theory, stray dog comes in, stray dog goes to isolation. Stray dog gets better, gets healthy, stray dog goes over to the adoption areas, and there the twain shall meet. And so that's fascinating, and it's also, in addition to being fascinating, going to cut down on our disease spread. And so really, we're going to have a lot better spot for these animals, getting them healthy, making sure that they're cared for, and getting them into happy forever homes. And after all, at the Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter, that's what we're all about. What I want to talk about right now, though, is behavior assessment. We're going to talk about what it is we look for in the temperament of our dogs. And wait until you see this awesome setup we have for this. So as I said, we're going to talk behavior assessment, and that's actually what this is, believe it or not. They're actually 2 separate rooms. One, where you all are, is actually for the observer. So what we're going to end up doing is, in the room where I am, there's going to be a couch, there's going to probably be a desk and a garbage can and all kinds of things that a house would have. we're going to put the dog in this room where I am, shut the door, come around to where you all are, and this is actually a two-way mirror so that we can watch and see what the pup is doing by himself and see what he gets into. And we're going to mark that down for the behavior assessment. And we're going to have a better idea of their temperament and the way they behave, and that will give us a better way to match them up with the right people. As you can see, the ultimate goal here at the shelter is to get our animals homes and to have them in forever homes. And one of the best ways we can do that is to make sure that they're a good match. And with our behavior assessment and this awesome room, we're definitely going to be able to do that. And talking about space and the treatment room and the grooming room, let's go see that, and then we'll also talk surgery, because wait until you see this. So going farther into our isolation area, I'm in the treatment room. You guys are in the grooming room, and just this space alone is easily double, more than double, what we have right now at the current shelter. That doesn't include the behavior assessment room where we just were. So having this much space to care for these animals is going to be so awesome. And moving across the hall, wait till you see what we have lined up for surgery. It's actually a double surgery suite. Currently, our surgery room is at least half this size. It has storage in it. It's kind of a mess. With the double surgery suite, we're actually going to have room for 2 surgery tables, which means 2 operations can be going at the same time. I'm very proud to say that every animal at the Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter is already spayed and neutered before they're put up for adoption. Having this double surgery suite is going to make that so much more efficient and so much easier for the folks who help us all the time. And the veterinarians are so great to us, and I think they're going to be equally excited about our double surgery suite. But now, let's go a little bit further into isolation so that I can show you just a little bit more of the awesome features of this building. You know, you really wouldn't think a restroom with a shower was really that big of a deal, but at the current shelter, we don't have one. And believe me, working with animals, you get plenty dirty. In fact, there's been many a day I've said to myself, boy, I wish I could take a shower just before I go home to my babies. But at the future shelter, I'm going to be able to do that. And we're all really excited about that. One more stop before I take you around to where we started our tour to the front and show you the progress, the phenomenal progress we've been making with help of local folks in the community. But let's take one little peek into the isolation where we're going to keep the dogs, and you'll see it looks pretty much exactly like adoption, but it's going to be great for the babies. And so here we are in isolation, which you can see looks pretty much exactly like adoption, and it'll give you a better idea of the Dutch door concept that I was talking about earlier. Basically, the top we can open or close it, and the bottom, again, we can open or close it. And the bottom, they'll be able to see light through, but they won't actually be able to see shapes. So it's going to be easier for them and a lot less stressful. As you can see, Mercedes is having quite a good time here at the Future Animal Shelter. And once again, the greatest thing about our isolation is there's going to be ventilation for the dogs, and it's going to be completely separate from our adoption kennels. And so it's really, really great spot for them. What I want to do now, though, is take you back to where we started and talk about how far we've come. And I also want to mention one of the coolest aspects of this building, and it's environmentally friendly. And wait until you hear what all we're doing with that. One more stop, and then we'll say goodbye. Come on. So I figured we could end our tour kind of where we started. This is actually the front office of the Future Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter. And the main difference here is that currently where we are, our front office not only houses all the office equipment and the office, supplies and our awesome office ladies. Hi, Sarah and Laura and Rachel. It also actually houses our cats. But here at the Future Shelter, all of this is just office space. So our girls are going to be like, oh my word, what happened? They cannot wait to get out here, and it's really, really going to be awesome and make this whole entire organization that much more efficient. But the biggest thing, that's Mercedes playing. The biggest thing that I actually saved for last, I wanted to talk about the environmentally friendly aspects of this building. First of all, the lights that you see, especially right now, is all natural lighting. We've got skylights everywhere. We've got huge, beautiful open windows to help us, cut down on our electric costs. We are actually going to reuse rainwater. We are collecting it, and that's what we're going to be cleaning the kennels with. And we're actually working on a solar energy system that we needed that we got a grant for in order to do. In order to put it in, however, we had to have an occupancy permit. And that's actually what this room and one bathroom is for. That's why we've got walls up here, is because we needed, in order to get our occupancy permit, we needed 2 rooms, at least 2 rooms completed. And that's exactly what I'm standing in right now. And it's really exciting. And I want to give a huge shout out to the folks at Franklin County Career and Technology Center who actually helped us refurbish one of our outbuildings where the solar panels for our heating is actually going to be installed and held. So this really is a community effort for a building that's going to stand the test of time. The point of the future CVAS is longevity. This building is going to far outlast me, and the idea is we want to make it right this go. When we had this relocation come up and we realized that it was a good time for a relocation, we wanted to do it right this time. We wanted to do it right the first time and get it the way that it should be so that it can be here for a long, long time to come. And that's exactly what you're looking at right now. That's exactly what this tour was about. It was to show you what we're doing here and what we're trying to accomplish. And with your help, we can get to the final stages where the whole building is completely done and ready to go. And I want to shout out thank you to everyone who has gotten us this far. This project really is the little engine that could, and we've been chugging up the hill slowly but surely with the help of everybody who has gotten us as far as we've gotten, and to see what you saw here today. And with the help of the rest of you and the help of everybody else, and Mercedes is really excited about it, with the help of everybody else, I'm telling you, that engine can actually go down the other side of that hill, and we're going to be able to say, yeah, we knew we could do it. And we're really looking forward to that ribbon cutting ceremony, and I hope you guys will join us too. Thanks so much for coming on the tour with me, and for any other information, please check out our website. Please give us a call if you need to. Please see if you'd like to adopt Mercedes. She's up for adoption too. So help us get here, and that way it can be a great spot for the entire community.